In a world that never stops talking, silence has become uncomfortable. Everywhere you look, there is noise, opinions, reactions, arguments. We are taught to respond, to explain, to defend, to prove. But what if the real power was not in speaking? What if the strongest response was silence? Today, we talk about the power of silence, not as weakness, but as strength. Silence feels difficult because it forces us to sit with ourselves. No distractions, no validation, no external noise. Silence exposes our thoughts, our fears, our doubts, and that is why many people avoid it. They scroll, they talk, they react, not because they want to, but because they are afraid of what silence reveals. But silence is not the enemy. Uncontrolled thoughts are. Anyone can react. Anger reacts, ego reacts, fear reacts, but silence requires control. When you stay silent, you choose not to give away your power. You don't argue with ignorance. You don't fight every battle. You don't explain yourself to everyone. Silence says, I am not controlled by emotions. I decide when I speak. And that is strength. Confident people do not speak unnecessarily. They do not need to prove their worth. They do not announce their plans. They do not seek approval. They move quietly because real confidence does not demand attention. It attracts it. When you stop explaining yourself, that you start respecting yourself. When you stop defending every decision, you start trusting yourself. Silence builds inner authority. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion. They judge your pace, your choices, your progress. If you react to all of it, you will lose focus. Silence filters noise. It helps you hear what truly matters, your goals, your intuition, your inner voice. In silence, you realign. Silence is not passive. It is strategic. Silence ends arguments. Silence exposes insecurity. Silence unsettles ego. When you don't react, people reveal themselves. Your calm becomes louder than their anger. Your restraint becomes stronger than their noise. That is power. Practice silence daily, not ignoring, not suppressing, but observing. When emotions rise, pause. When provoked, breathe. When confused, stay quiet. Silence creates space, and in that space, clarity appears. So remember this: you do not need to respond to everything. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to win every conversation. Sometimes, the strongest move is silence. Rise, not loudly, but powerfully, from within.